Have you ever wondered what lurks behind the glossy surface of the internet, hidden in its shadows? The internet is a vast, sprawling entity, hosting a plethora of content, connections, and communities. It's become such an integral part of our lives that it's hard to imagine a world without it. But beneath the surface of seemingly harmless social media posts, cute cat videos, and enlightening educational resources, there's a darker side that often goes unnoticed. You see, the internet, much like the real world, is not all sunshine and rainbows. It has its dark alleys and hidden corners where unsavory activities take place. This is not to induce fear or paranoia, but rather to shed light on the reality that the virtual world mirrors the physical one, complete with its own set of challenges and dangers. As we dive deeper into the digital age, we are more than ever living dual lives. One offline where we interact with the physical world, and one online where we interact with the digital world. And just as we take precautions in the physical world, locking our doors, looking both ways before we cross the street, we must also take precautions in the digital world. From the illusion of privacy to the danger of cyberbullying and the trap of online scams, the internet is fraught with risks that we must navigate with care. And while the web offers a wealth of knowledge and opportunities, it can also be a breeding ground for deception, manipulation, and exploitation. In this digital era, it's crucial to be aware of the potential pitfalls that come with using the internet. By understanding and acknowledging these risks, we can equip ourselves with the tools and knowledge necessary to navigate the online world safely and responsibly. In the upcoming segments, we'll delve into specific examples of these hidden dangers, starting with a case study that reveals just how deceptive the online world can be. Because remember, knowledge is power, and awareness is the first step towards safeguarding ourselves in the ever-evolving virtual landscape. Our first case study highlights just how deceptive the online world can be. Meet John Doe, a regular internet user who fell prey to the illusion of privacy. John, like many of us, enjoyed the conveniences of the digital world. He shopped online, interacted with friends on social media, and used various apps to organize his life. He believed his activities were private, shielded behind his computer screen or smartphone. He was comforted by the HTTPS in the URL or the padlock icon, assuring him that his transactions were secure. He assumed the passwords he created, the unique combinations of letters, numbers, and symbols, were his safeguards against the outside world. But John was caught in the illusion of privacy. The digital footprints he left behind were more visible than he realized. His personal information, once shared, was no longer his alone. It existed in databases, on servers, in the cloud, scattered across the digital landscape. One day, John received a notification of a large purchase on his credit card, a purchase he didn't make. His information had been stolen and misused. His sense of privacy shattered. He felt violated and powerless. John's story is not unique. Every day, people fall prey to data breaches and identity theft. These incidents reveal the vulnerabilities in our digital world. Even as technology advances, providing us with more secure ways to store and transmit data, there will always be those who seek to exploit it. So what can we learn from John's experience? That our privacy is not as secure as we may believe. That our data, once shared, can be accessed, sold, or stolen. That the illusion of privacy can be a dangerous trap. But this doesn't mean we should abandon the digital world. Rather, we need to be more conscious of our activities. We must learn to navigate the digital landscape with caution, understanding the risks, and taking steps to protect our data. As John's story shows, privacy on the internet is often just an illusion. Now, let's turn to Jane Doe, a teenager who experienced the dark side of social media. Imagine a young, vibrant girl full of life and dreams. Jane Doe was just like any other teenager, navigating her way through adolescence while also trying to keep up with the ever-changing digital landscape. But her life took a turn for the worse when she became a target of cyberbullying. Jane's story began with a single hurtful comment on one of her social media posts. Dismissed initially as a one-off incident, it quickly spiraled into a daily torrent of hateful, demeaning messages. Anonymity provided by the internet gave her tormentors the courage to push boundaries, leaving Jane feeling isolated and helpless. The impact on Jane's mental health was devastating. She began to withdraw from her loved ones, her grades started to slip, and she lost interest in activities she once loved. The once vibrant girl became a shadow of her former self. Insidiously, the virtual world's cruelty had seeped into her reality, casting a dark cloud over her existence. Despite the heartache, Jane found strength within herself. She reached out for help, confiding in her parents and seeking professional guidance. She learned to disconnect from the negativity, realizing the importance of self-worth over the opinions of faceless trolls. Today, Jane is a strong advocate against cyberbullying, using her experience to educate others about its dangers. However, not everyone is as fortunate as Jane. Many victims of cyberbullying struggle in silence, with the relentless attacks taking a toll on their mental health. The anonymity, the ease, and the global reach of the internet can turn it into a breeding ground for harmful behavior if not used responsibly. Jane's story is a stark reminder of the damage that can be done through cyberbullying. It underlines the urgency of creating safer digital spaces where respect and empathy are valued over hate and cruelty. As we delve further into the digital era, let's remember that behind every screen is a human being deserving of kindness and respect, irrespective of the distance or anonymity the internet provides. Our final case study involves an elderly man named Bob, who fell into the trap of an online scam. Bob, like many of us, enjoyed the convenience of the internet. He used it for everything from getting in touch with his grandkids to paying his bills. But one day he received an email that looked like it was from his bank, alerting him of suspicious activity on his account. The email asked him to click on a link to verify his information, and out of concern, Bob complied. He entered his account details into a website that looked eerily similar to his bank's. Little did he know he had just handed over his life savings to an online scammer, cleverly disguised behind a familiar logo and a well-crafted email. Bob's story is not unique. Every day, thousands of internet users are tricked into giving away sensitive information to fraudsters who are always evolving their tactics. They hide behind the screen, preying on our trust and exploiting our ignorance. These scams come in many forms. Some pose as tech support, offering to fix non-existent problems for a fee. Others impersonate tax agencies, threatening legal action if payments aren't made immediately. And then there are those who promise incredible returns on investments, only to vanish with your money. These scammers are not just after your money, they also seek personal information. They can use this data to steal your identity, leaving you to face the consequences of their illegal activities. The internet, as vast and endless as it is, can be a dangerous place. It's an arena where scammers and fraudsters roam freely, looking for their next victim. They're masters of deception, luring us in with promises of security, convenience, or wealth, only to leave us empty-handed. To protect ourselves, we must be vigilant. We must question everything, from the emails we receive to the websites we visit. We must learn to recognize the signs of a scam and never give out personal information unless we're absolutely sure it's safe. Bob's experience underscores the danger of online scams, a growing problem on the internet. Remember, the best defense against these online predators is knowledge and caution. Let Bob's story be a lesson for us all. As these stories illustrate, the internet's dark side can have real and devastating effects. The World Wide Web, while an unparalleled source of knowledge and connection, is also a labyrinth fraught with shadows and traps. It's like a vast ocean where beautiful coral reefs coexist with lurking predators. To navigate it safely, we must be mindful and vigilant. Understanding the importance of mindful internet use is the first step towards safeguarding ourselves. It's not just about knowing what not to do, but also about fostering healthy habits and a responsible approach to our digital lives. Imagine you're a traveler exploring a new city. You wouldn't wander aimlessly into a dark alley without knowing what's at the end, would you? Similarly, when online, we should be cautious about the digital alleys we venture down. Be discerning about the websites you visit and the information you share. A crucial aspect of mindful internet use is understanding the digital footprint we leave behind. Every post, every share, every comment is a breadcrumb on the digital trail that is uniquely ours. It's important to think before you click and be aware of the potential long-term consequences of your online actions. It's also essential to be vigilant about online scams and cyberbullying. Stay one step ahead of cyber threats by regularly updating your security software, and never share sensitive information with people or websites you don't trust. And remember, if you witness cyberbullying, don't be a silent spectator. Report it. Finally, it's important to take breaks from the digital world. Just as we need to rest our bodies, we also need to rest our minds from the constant influx of information. Regular digital detoxes can help maintain a healthy balance between our online and offline lives. Remember, the internet can be a tool or a weapon depending on how you use it. Choose wisely, stay alert, and most importantly, be mindful of your actions online. Let's all strive to use the internet as a tool for good, to learn, to connect, to inspire, and to build a better world. Thank you for watching the Knowledge Nuggets channel. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell for the updates of new videos.